Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be making that adorable vest you saw in the thumbnail. And honestly, that vest is so easy. Okay, if you can do the granny square, you can make this vest. Alright, I'm going to teach you how to completely customize this vest so that it fits you. I know a lot of creators will give you like a standard of like you need this many rows for this size, this many rows for that size. But I've found that even if that's like kind of standard, it doesn't necessarily fit everybody. So over the years, as someone who is incredibly tiny, I get mistaken for a child an insane amount of times, despite the fact that I am 31 years old. So I am teeny tiny, and even the smalls on some of these patterns don't fit, despite the fact that that is the size I am supposed to wear. So I am going to teach you how to completely customize this vest. Next week's video will be how to make a longer train on the back of the vest to turn it into a duster. And in addition, I will also be doing a border in next week's video. So this week is to get the base of the vest, the armholes, and then if you choose that you are done, you can go ahead and put a border on it. If not, really this vest does not take that long to make. Alright, so let's get started. I am using a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook. I recommend a tape measure if you have one. This is a sewing, I got it in the sewing section at Hobby Lobby. For the picture in the thumbnail, I use Karen Cotton Painterly Cakes. This one right here. It was very springy, very colorful. I liked it. It is color Aurora. Of course, that is my baby's name. Lovely. However, today I am using Ice Cream Big Scoop. This is a Lion brand in pink. This is a light number 3 yarn. The other one is a 4. But that is okay. You can use the same size hook whether you go 3 or 4. And this is Strawberry Phrase. F-R-A-I-S-E. Alright, I'm going to take this wrapper off because I'm not trying to have a yarn baby today. Alright, we're going to get started on the first couple rows, and then I'm going to tell you what you need to measure so you know how far to go before you need to stop and we need to work on the armholes. I'm just getting myself a little bit of yarn out here. And I lost my tail. Of course I did. There we go. Alright. So attach your yarn to your hook. And we're going to start this just like any other granny square. I like to do a chain up of 4 and work back into my first chain. But if you want to do a magic ring, that works as well. Alright, so I have a chain 4, 2 double crochet back into that first chain, or back into your magic ring, whichever one you did. Then we're going to chain 2. Again, the first couple rows are just like a granny square. So if you already know how to do a granny square and you don't need this, you can skip ahead. Alright. Chain 2, then put 3 more double crochet into that first chain down here. This entire first row is going to be worked into either this first chain or your magic ring. Alright, so 3 more double crochet, chain 2, three more double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. All right, chain 2. Now put 3 more double crochet into that same space. Okay, this is the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. And if you need a more in-depth tutorial on the double crochet, I can put a link in the description box and potentially in the corner of this video, if I can remember how to edit my settings to do that. Alright, when I connect my granny squares, I like to do a half double. So that is yarn over, insert your hook into the top of this chain 3, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. See where I'm keeping my thumb? Right in that hole, just in case you're worried you're going to lose it. The hole is there. Chain up 3. Put 2 more double crochet into this space right here that we just made, because this is our corner. We are only going to work half of our corner in the beginning, and then when we finish our row, it will be the second half of this corner. And this is always how we're going to start our rows. Alright? It's always going to be half double to connect from one side to the other. Then it's going to be a chain up of 3 and 2 double crochet into that same space. That's always how you're going to start your rows. Chain 1, put 3 double crochet. I'll be a little more specific here. Skip these 3 double crochet and go into your chain 2 and put 3 more double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget to chain 1 in between. Alright, now, but we are here at a corner. So corners are always going to be 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, all into the same space. That is always going to be your corners. That is never going to change. Oh, out of yarn. Get some more. Alright, oh, I only got to 2. Alright, let's put my last double crochet. Alright, chain 1. And again, we are right back to a corner. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then 3 more double crochet. Chain 2, 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I did forget to tell you guys in the beginning. Excuse me. If you are grabbing these heron cakes, that is 227 grams at 481 yards. If you are grabbing that, if you are making a child size, you only need 1. Anything larger than that, you need 2. So I would go ahead and give y'all the heads up on that one. Alright, chain 1 and jump over and put in another corner. Alright, there we go. So this is row 2. We are going to have 4 rows where it's just a traditional granny square. And then on that 5th row, we're going to transition into the actual pattern. And at that point, it will be a 2-row repeat, with the exceptions being for the arms. And then, of course, if you choose to add a duster next week when we post that video. Alright. So after you worked your way around, you need to do the other half of your starting corner. So make sure you've chained one to go from this corner to that corner. Yarn over, and where you've already got these 3 double crochet, go in that same hole and put 3 more double crochet. And then do your half double to connect. Start a new row with a chain up of 3, and then 2 more double crochet right back into that same space. Alright, now we are building our pattern up. So we've created an additional space here with the chain from the previous row. So we're going to put a chain here. Then yarn over, skip all 3 double crochets. You will never work into a double crochet in this pattern. You will always work into a chain space. Alright, so skip those right in that chain 1 space and 3 double crochets. Three. Let me get a little more yarn. A little more. I need a lot more. I just need to put a lot of this out. This pink is working up really pretty though. And I love that for me. I can't wait to see what y'all make too. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay. Now chain 1. And jump over into the corner. And again, same process as every other time we've been in a corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 more double crochets. Alright, I am going to pause to finish this row and the next. Alright, so if you need to know how to count your rows, pick one of these squares in the center and just come straight at a diagonal. 1, 2, 3. We're on round 3. Complete round 4. And it's going to be the same thing every round. Your corners are 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. You will always chain 1 in between each little cluster. Unless you're in a corner, then it's a chain 2. And you will always work into the chain 1 space with another cluster. Alright? So work your way up to round 4, and I will meet you back here to talk about measurements. Alright, and here we are. We have finished round 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the next row is where we're going to start our pattern repeat. But before that, let me tell you guys how to measure yourself or whoever you are making for so that you know how wide to make this. Now, when I did mine, I measured from armpit to armpit. And that gives me a slightly snug fit. If you want a looser fit, measure to the outside of one arm. Cross your body to the outside of the other arm. That's going to give you a little looser fit. Okay? And that is the first measurement you need. If you don't have a ruler, hold your piece up to you. Hold it up to your chest. And when you do, if it touches where you're measuring from, then you're good. If not, add more rows. If you go too big, you can always take a row or 2 out. But that is the joy of customizing and it being unique to every individual, is that we have to do measurements or do weird stuff like holding it up to ourselves to get measurements. But honestly, that is part of the fun of it, especially when we're making clothes. Alright, so let's get on to this repeat. Chain up of 3. And just like every other row, your corner is going to be worked the same. What is with this camera today? Alright. You've still got chain up of 3, 2 double crochet. Now, this next row is a space row. Alright, I call it a space row or a chain row, and I call our regular rows clusters. We're going to have one chain row and then one cluster row back to back. And that's going to be your pattern repeat. So chain 3, because we want to keep our numbers even. So we're skipping 1, 2, 3. We want to have a chain that's going to skip those 3, therefore 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now put a double crochet into the chain 1 space from the previous row. Chain 3. Double crochet into the chain 1 from the previous row. Okay. Do it again. Chain 3. Double crochet into the chain 1 space from the previous row. And now we are coming up on a corner. So chain 3 again. And put 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet right in that corner. I told y'all that was not going to change, and I meant that. Our corners are staying the exact same no matter what row we're on. Whether it's a chain row or a cluster row, the corner spaces stay the same. Alright, now we're going to do what we did over here. We're going to do that all the way around. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, chain 3, corner space, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Alright, you guys go ahead and work all the way around. I don't know why I can't stay in frame today. This is driving me nuts. Alright, work all the way around, and I will meet you back where we started. Alright guys, you should be at the end of round 5. Round 5 should have been a chain row. Alright, we are back here. Now, round 6 is going to be the exact same as all of these, with the only difference being we're working into the chain 3 space as opposed to a chain 1 space. So, chain up 3, 2 double crochets. I think we've done this corner enough times now, I don't need to tell you guys. And since we're doing a cluster, we're only going to chain 1. Alright? So, in the rows where you're just putting 1 double crochet, you will always chain 3. In the rows where you're putting 3 double crochets, you will chain 1. So chain 1, put 3 double crochets right in this chain 3 space from the previous row. Chain 1, and then just go into the next space with 3 more double crochet. I told you guys I made this pattern really simple. And I did that because your girl has ADHD, y'all. I like repeats and I like things that are consistent. So a 2-row repeat is really nice. Chain 1, hop on over to that next space. Put 3 more double crochet. Alright, babes. This is where we're at. Now, the only thing you're going to do is alternate these two rows. Alright? So, continue working your way around with your clusters. When you get back over here, do your corner just like normal. Chain 3 and work your first double crochet is going to go in this chain 1 space right here. Then you'll chain 3, double crochet, and just alternate those two rows until you get to the width that you need. Okay? I am going to go and I'm going to work this up to the width that I need, and I'm going to meet you guys back here. Alright everyone, welcome back. We have done as many rows as we needed to get to the width that we need. Remember, you were supposed to measure from armpit to armpit if you wanted a snug fit, or exterior of your arm to the outside of the other arm. Alright, so now we are going to do the armholes. And essentially after we do the armholes, it is just a matter of making it as large as you want. So once I show you this step and we get through this round and the next one where I show you how to fix your pattern so it repeats again, you guys are going to be good to go. That's essentially it. And then we will, I will move on to uploading next week's video, which is going to be taking this from a short vest, which is what we've created today, into a duster, which is essentially a long vest that can go to your knees or your ankles. Typically, a duster goes all the way down to your ankles. So that will be next week's video, just as a reminder and a heads up. But for now, let's go ahead and get started on this. So this is a point where you need to measure again. This is our second measurement we need. And I measure from the top of my shoulder to just under my breast. That is the armhole that I like. That size is very good for me. I happen to know that that is 31 chains exactly, so I do not have to measure again. But again, if you do not have a measuring tape, simply hold your piece up to you and measure that way. Now, if you want a larger armhole or if you need them, simply chain more. Alright, I'm going to show you how to count your chains so that you do not mess anything up, and so that both sides are going to be even. My recommendation for this, because this is the way it works best, is you need to end on a cluster row so that your chain row is also your armhole row. So this was our last row right here. Now we are back to a chain row, and I have found that makes the armholes a little easier to make. Alright, so keep your corners exactly the same. Chain up of 3, and then 2 double crochet. Alright, now I am going to start my armhole right here. Simply because this is where I like to start it. If you want to work your way across and start your armhole on this side, you're more than welcome. But I'm going to put my armhole here, and I know I need exactly 31 chains, and here's how I know. When I start here and I count, I'm going to count my way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So I would stop here. From here to here is going to be my armhole. And so when I counted, you saw I simply counted each individual stitch to get the exact chain number that I needed. And I made sure to stop in a chain space. Always, always stop in a chain space. Because if you try to stop somewhere like over here and do a double crochet into one of these, you're going to mess your pattern up. So if, let's say, you know, your armhole said to stop here, I would go down. I would put the extra couple of chains in and get here. Or if you're more comfortable with a snug fit, just go back one. Alright? But try to land in one of these spaces, one of your chain spaces. Actually, you need to. Land in one of your chain spaces. And then we will go from there with a simple repeat of the pattern that we've already done. So I'm going to chain 31 for myself. Remember, if you need to go and measure, go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, hang on, try that again. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Alright, I've told y'all I'm tiny, I have little tiny arms, so I do not need much of a armhole. Alright, let me do this again. This is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 29, 30, 31. Alright, so my 32nd should be right here. I essentially just counted by 4s over. And then take one back. Because we don't technically need that last 4th space. Now once you've chained your once you have chained your armhole, yarn over, go into the space that you have determined is the appropriate length, and put a double crochet. Try not to twist this. I mean, if you're keeping your project pretty stable, it's not going to twist. It's not going to do that automatically. Alright, now we're here. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into your next chain 1 space from the previous row. Chain 3 again. Another double crochet. Now you're going to go down as many extra spaces as you have, just with a repeat of our regular pattern. We're going to hit the corner here, do a repeat of our regular corner, and then I want you guys to work completely down this side right here. Alright, so work completely across your next side in a repeat of your chain row, and I will meet you back at this corner. Alright, so when we meet back, you should have 2 sides completed, and then I'll show you how to go up this 3rd side to put your other armhole in so that they are on opposing sides in the appropriate places. Alright, so I am going to do a little pause right here, and I'm going to work my way into, let's see, 1st corner, 2nd corner, 3rd corner. Okay, work my way all the way over into that 3rd corner, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have made it to this 3rd corner. I have worked my 3rd corner. So what we need to do now is make this side match this side over here. So let me see, I did 1, 2, 3, and 4. I did 4 of these. So that's exactly what I'm going to do on my opposite side. Is I'm going to do 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. I need my chain up 3, and then I need to put 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, there's number 2, 1, 2, 3, and here is number 3, then 1, 2, 3, and number 4. Alright, so this is always my bottom. When I do my armhole, I keep it to the top of one side of my work, just because I like, I'm gonna call it a train, but I like the back, there we go. I like the back of my vest to be like longer, because what happens is, as you can see in the photo, the top portion is going to lay over, almost like a partial wrap or a collar, essentially. And it's going to lay over a little bit, so you don't want a whole lot of layover in that, or you're going to make it real top heavy, and you're probably not going to want to wear it. But that's why I keep my armholes to one side versus putting them in the center of my work. Alright, so now that we have made one side the same as, well, the bottom side the same as the other, my next step is going to be to chain up my 31. You are probably going to have a different number. And that is going to put me all the way into my corner space. So I'm going to chain 31 and then land directly in the corner. Alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Alright, and now I'm going to take this all the way up. All the way up, right into this corner space, and I'm immediately going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, and 3 more double crochet into this corner space. Alright, and we are now along the top side. Obviously, we don't need 3 armholes. So just work your way across in your usual chain pattern. I'll meet you back in the corner, and I'll show you how to work across your armholes to set your pattern back up to repeat in the same way that it has been. Alright, we are back to our starting corner. So just like always, chain up 3. Put 2 more double crochet in there, because we only do half a corner right now. Alright. Oh, get my yarn out. Okay. Now we are going to chain 1. And then we are going to go into the 4th stitch over. So we've got 3 double crochet. That's the 3 we skip. Into your first chain, put 3 double crochet. Right into that first chain. Make sure you chain 1. Skip 3 more. So skip 1, 2, and 3. And then in the 4th one, put 3 more double crochet. And 3. That's all there is to it. Now the other side is a little tricky. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm gonna work across with you so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, y'all. I had a brain fart and then I remembered, need to make sure I do this right. And that we are counting all of our stitches because otherwise it's not going to line up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we go. 2 and 3. Another chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Chain 1 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Almost missed that one. Alright, and 3. Chain 1. We're almost there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you'll have to see what I'm talking about when we get to the end of this chain. One, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so when I tell you the other side is going to be wonky and the end of this one is going to look wonky, this is what I mean. Let me get that yarn out of the way so you can see. Okay. We need to skip 4, or skip 3 and go into the 4th one. We got all this mess. Yeah, right here. 1, 2, this is your 3rd, and now you're back working into this space. Alright, so make sure you chain 1. You are going to skip all of this and go into the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. That's how that's going to work. Now, when we flip around to the other side, we need to make these even. So we can't just go from here and then immediately put it into the first and put our next cluster into the first chain the way we did over here. That's not going to work. So go ahead and work your way across to the other side, and we will go over there and count these stitches together to make sure we all get our cluster put into the right stitch. But go ahead and work the remainder of this side and complete this side over here, and I will meet you back on your other armhole side. Alright, so I have come back up the other armhole side. I realize how long this video is getting, and we do not need 3 hours on this, guys. We really don't. So here we are at this last little stitch right here. Go ahead and chain 1. And remember that we need this side to match the other side. So this is 1. Alright, this double crochet is our first one we have to skip. 2, 3. This is the 4th one. This is the stitch that we go into to start working across the armhole. Alright? Make sure you count over 4. And then that first double crochet should be your first one. You should have 2 chains to skip. And then technically, in what is the 3rd chain itself, you are working 3 double crochets. Alright? Alright guys, and honestly that is it. Go across your arm, finish out the 4th side on this, and then repeat your pattern, alternating between a cluster row, and a chain row until your vest is as large as you need. And that's it. And remember, next week's video will be how to turn it into a duster, as well as putting a border around it if you're interested. If not, honestly, these look good without the border. At least I think they do. So it's not really necessary. You could make it as big as you want and your project be done. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Just as a heads up, we are going to open a Patreon that will have every crochet pattern I have ever written, including some that I will not be doing tutorials on. We are thinking of doing $1 a month, and that's access to literally every pattern I've ever written and any future patterns that I write. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think, if you would like something like that, if you wouldn't like something like that. But again, let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed the project, and I hope you will tag me in your makes so I can see them as well. We'll see you in the next one.